Welcome to what I believe will be the most important training you'll watch this year about the future of your business. If we haven't met, my name is Nina Brennan. I'm co-founder of Scaling Lean, and over the next 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to share with you the exact systems and strategies that are allowing service-based businesses to completely transform their operations using AI and automation. This system has allowed us to generate over $7.5 million online and has been used in over 15 different niches. But before we get too excited, let me share something that should fundamentally change the way you think about your business. The World Economic Forum just released data that should stop every business owner in their tracks. Almost 40% of employment globally is exposed to AI, which raises to 60% in advanced economies. But here's the part that will make or break your business. 77,999 jobs have been eliminated by AI in 2025 alone. That's 491 people losing their jobs daily. Now you might be thinking, Nina, that might be interesting, but what does this mean for my business? Here's what it means. Your competitors are waking up to the power of this technology, creating faster feedback, better throughput, and higher output at rates unachievable by humans alone. According to studies conducted across first world economies, productivity growth nearly quadrupled from 7 to 27% in AI-exposed industries. And workers are reporting 80% improvement in productivity of their own work for those who are using it. The technology is adapting fast. It's no longer something that's futuristic. It's happening, and businesses that are stepping into this innovation are highly benefiting and silently weeding out their competition. But here's the shocking truth. Only 25% of AI initiatives have delivered expected ROI over the past 3 years. Most business owners are either completely missing the AI revolution, or they're implementing it wrong and they're burning money. And after working with over 250 service businesses across the world, we have identified 3 distinct buckets that every business will fall into in 2025. Category 1 is the extinct. These are businesses that ignore AI completely. They continue doing everything manually while their competitors are automating. And according to recent studies, only 26% of companies have developed the necessary capabilities to move beyond AI proofs of concept and generate tangible value. The other 74%, they're struggling or failing. Then there's category number 2. These businesses know AI is important. This middle bucket is part of the 77% of companies either using or exploring AI, but they're paralyzed by complexity, buying random AI tools without strategy, watching YouTube, and seeing minimal results. They're spending money on AI, but they're not yet making money from it. And then there's category 3, the accelerated. These are the early adapters, and it's the businesses that we like to work with. You don't quite have to be there yet, but you have to have the mind for it. These are businesses that have implemented comprehensive AI systems that are generating 4 to 7 return on ad spend and automatically booking qualified appointments and scaling business without scaling stress. The question is, what category are you going to choose? Because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what separates the winners from the losers in this AI transformation and why our clients are seeing such exceptional results. So before we hop into what the system actually is, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of what happens when you start implementing AI into your business. The compound effect is unreal. Studies show that responding to leads within 5 minutes increases conversions by 900%. So if you're manually still following up, your average response time is probably 2 to 4 hours, and you're losing 60 to 80% of potential conversions before they even start. And manual follow-up is pretty inconsistent from what we've seen from our clients doing it. People forget leads, send generic messages, and miss optimal timing. Guess what? AI never forgets, it never gets tired, and it always sends the right message at the right time with the right prompts. And last is scalability. Manual operations create a ceiling. You can only personally handle so many leads, so many calls, and so many proposals at once. AI systems scale infinitely without additional cost of labor, which is what eats up a lot of profit in small businesses. And I want to talk a little bit about the emotional toll that no one is talking about. Here's what business owners don't admit. Manual operations are emotionally exhausting. When you're manually chasing every lead, you're posting your content, you're taking every sales call, and then you have to deal with all of the follow-up as well, you develop this feast or famine anxiety. One bad week feels like business failure. One lost proposal feels personal. I know this because I lived it. Back in 2022, we hit our first $80,000 month. We were posting screenshots, celebrating all of our success. I was living in Mexico at the time, so I was living the life of the successful digital nomad. But here's the brutal truth of what it actually looked like. We were cranking $60,000 to $80,000 monthly revenue. We had $25,000 to $30,000 in team salaries. We had $5,000 to $10,000 in commissions. We had $10,000 to $15,000 in overhead. And 5,000 is just, we keep them in the bank just in case of chargebacks and refunds. That left us with maybe $5,000 to $10,000 in profit if we were lucky. We couldn't enjoy the wins because we were always worried about the next month starting at baseline zero. But when you have AI systems generating consistent leads and automatically following up and booking qualified calls, you just sleep so much better. You have predictable revenue, you have the freedom to focus on strategy instead of being trapped inside of the operations as the operator. And this one thing happened that changed everything inside of my business. I read the E-Myth, and the quote by the author hit me like a ton of bricks. Organize around business functions, not people. Build systems within each business function and let the systems run the business and the people run the systems. But here's what the E-Myth didn't teach me. In 2025, those systems need to be powered by AI. I realized the key wasn't just making more money, it was creating leverage through lean teams, lean systems, high efficiency, and high profit margins, but powered by artificial intelligence that works 24/7. So we did something that seems crazy at the time. We downgraded our team of 10 to just 3 people. We created an exclusive offer that valued our time, and we built a fully automated AI-driven system that drives pre-vetted, qualified, ready-to-buy leads to our calendar. Same revenue, but now we keep most of what we make. And this is what became the Scaling Lean method. And it's built on 3 core pillars that leverage AI in ways that actually generate ROI, not just burn cash. So now I'm going to walk you through our system, what makes up the Scaling Lean method. It's an AI system that helps you scale with lean teams, lean systems, high efficiency, and high profit margins. Pillar number 1 is the AI feedback processor. This first pillar is what separates businesses that waste money on AI from those that make money with AI. The AI feedback processor doesn't just collect data, it creates psychological intelligence about your prospects that most businesses could never access manually. Think about this. Your competitors are guessing what their prospects want. You're going to know what they want, what they fear, what they've tried before, and exactly what psychological triggers will move them from prospect to paying client. So the AI feedback processor actually is composed by 3 separate parts. Number 1 is the core foundations. This isn't just demographic data. Anyone can get that. We're talking about psychographic intelligence. The AI analyzes thousands of data points from your industry and also your past coaching calls, client calls, service calls, sales calls, etc. to create psychological profiles so accurate your prospects will think you're reading their minds. We're not just talking about what hurts, but which pain points keeps them up at night versus which ones they just complain about. I'm talking about how they make buying decisions, what validates their choices, and what creates that urgency for them. We're also talking to their specific concerns they have about working with someone like you, and the exact language that will help them overcome those concerns. And then also exactly what outcomes they're really after versus what they think that they want. Then there's component number 2. Now that we have all of this psychological data and we condense it into one document, we're going to go into messaging and offer architecture. Once we understand their psychology, we don't just create one message. We create a message matrix that adapts based on where they are in the buyer's journey, their specific pain points, and their personality type. Your offer becomes irresistible because it addresses exactly what they think they want and also what they actually need. And now that we have the offer, the message, and your core pillars of your foundation, we're going to go into lead generation. Whether you're doing it organically or through paid advertising, we can help you with both. But our ad system is very robust in terms of hyper-targeting based on all of the data that we've collected using the AI processor. So what we're going to be doing is using paid advertising to drive leads into the system. And we're going to create highly specific audience segments based on psychological triggers rather than just demographics. We're automatically serving the right message to the right psychological profiles. And every ad element is designed based on proven psychological principles that compel action. Our clients consistently see 4 to 7 return on ad spend because ads become psychological magnets that attract only your perfect prospects. No more spray and pray, no more burning through ad budget hoping something is going to stick. But attracting the perfect prospects is only the beginning. Once they're in your world, you need to convert them without spending your life on sales calls. That's where pillar 2 comes into play with an unfair advantage. Pillar number 2 is the conversion engine. The conversion engine is a system we've perfected over the last 3.5 years and has generated over $7.5 million in revenue. It converts leads without any manual effort except showing up to a sales call, and by then, they're already 80% sold. How we do this, again, is 3 components, and the first component is our 5-minute webinar. Our 5-minute micro webinar, coined by Scaling Lean, is psychologically engined to do 3 things. Number one is to create authenticity. It positions you as the obvious expert in your field. Then it generates urgency. We show them why waiting costs them money and opportunity. And then you prime them for the sale. Set up psychological frameworks that make your sales conversions easier. And 5 minutes, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's action-packed and it's really potent to get the message across. 5 minutes is a sweet spot where people consume without feeling overwhelmed. Every minute delivers massive value, creating reciprocity. You value their time, they value yours. And it also answers their immediate questions, but creates desire to know deeper solutions for the problems that they're facing. And guess what? It's the exact strategy that brought you here to this video after you booked your call with our team. So with that being said, component number 2 of the conversion engine is the 21 touchpoint system. Most businesses follow up 2 to 3 times and then give up. But it actually takes between 4 and 7 hours of content for somebody to actually convert into a high-paying client, or between 15 and 21 touch points to understand who you are and build the trust with you in order to give you money. So we've mapped out 21 strategic touch points across email, SMS, and other channels that keep your prospects engaged without being too pushy. Every touch point serves a specific psychological purpose: to build trust and credibility, to overcome common objections before they arise, to create urgency and scarcity naturally, and to re-engage prospects who have went cold. Each touch point feels like valuable content and not just a sales message. Prospects actually look forward to your emails because they're learning something useful every single time. And that's where component number 3 comes in, which is automated nurturing. This is where most businesses lose money. They generate leads, but they don't have systems to properly nurture them. And our automated nurturing sequence delivers the exact information prospects need when they need it, using those proven psychological triggers that we discussed in pillar number 1. So with the conversion engine, by the time prospects book a call with you, they're already pre-sold and ready to buy. You're not trying to convince them. You're simply just guiding them to the solution that they already want. But now, even with perfect leads and perfect nurturing, you still need to close the deal. And that's where our third pillar comes in, and it becomes your secret weapon for scaling without scaling your time investment. Pillar number 3 is the AI sales system. And the AI sales system is like having a world-class sales director and lead manager working 24/7 to optimize your conversion rates. But it goes beyond just helping you close more deals. It helps you close better deals faster with higher profit margins. So the 3 components of this. Component number 1 is the AI sales director. Imagine having a sales expert analyze every single one of your sales calls and give you specific, actionable feedback on exactly what to improve. That's what our sales director does. There's real-time analysis on conversion flow, so it identifies exactly where conversions went off track. It shows you which objections were handled well and which ones need improvement. It points out moments where you could have asked for the sale but didn't, and it tracks prospects' engagement level throughout the call. The cool thing about it, there's a scoring card at the bottom of the prompt that actually scores each section of the sales call from your frame all the way down to the close. And based on this scoring card, it's going to give you continuous improvement that you can make. So it identifies your personal strengths and weaknesses across multiple calls. It shows you how your best calls differ from your worst calls. It creates personalized training recommendations based on your specific needs. And it gives you the exact questions to ask in order to go deeper, as well as what to say in order to handle the objections. So now that we have this AI sales director in place, the next thing that we do is component number 2 is the MVP sales process. We've broken down our entire sales psychology method into a proven framework that adapts to each prospect while following a structure that consistently closes deals. It's a psychological roadmap that's customized for your business. So the framework elements include the following: discovery psychology, so questions that uncover not just what they need, but why they need it emotionally. The value bridging, so how to connect their problems to your solution in a way that feels inevitable. Objection prevention, address concerns before they even become objections. And then natural closing, how to pivot into the pitch and how to make a sale feel like a logical next step, not a pushy pitch. And the advanced psychological techniques that I love, which are anchoring, social proof integration, urgency creation, and risk reversal. And then, of course, there's component number 3. So we talked about the sales director, and then we talked about actually closing. But what about actually getting calls on the calendar? Component number 3 is the Golden Pyramid Setter system. This system ensures your calendar is filled with qualified prospects who are ready to buy, not just the tire kickers that waste your time. It includes inbound qualification chatbots, predictive lead scoring, and automated follow-up sequencing and pipeline forecasting. So AI will determine the budget capacity of your prospects without directly asking them about money. It'll ensure you're speaking with the right decision makers inside of the companies and or the person that's looking for your service. It validates they have problems your solution can actually solve, and it confirms they're ready to move forward in a reasonable time frame. So, I know that was a lot. I just walked you through our end-to-end AI sales system, but let's talk a little bit about what it actually does for businesses. Here's what actually happened when we implemented this complete system and what our clients are actually experiencing. Let's talk a little bit about Jessie, a real estate mentor based out of Ohio. So Jessie has 75 doors. She's very excellent at what she does, and she's had her coaching program for 4 years. But what she's been facing is inconsistent revenue, being the operator inside of her business, and never being able to break through that sales threshold of hiring the right people on her team. With our system, we've been able to nail her message down, build her 5-minute webinar strategy, drive 500 to 700 leads per month into her ecosystem, and hit her first $37,000 month. Mind you, 3 months before, Jessie was coasting between $6,000 and $18,000 and hasn't really broken that $20,000 mark. So now she has the end-to-end sales system all the way from the ads to the conversion system, straight through the AI agent setting calls for her. The month before, she did $6,800, and this last month, she pulled in $37,400. Eric was able to scale his business from $40,000 a month upward of $115,000 per month. Alex and Trevor were able to take their brand new agency offer from $0 to $100,000 in just 60 days. And Marissa was able to close $13,500 in just 5 days for her financial literacy offer. We've helped over 250 businesses across dozens of industries go from stuck and scattered to lean, automated, and profitable. The companies that embrace this transformation now will dominate their markets in 2025 and beyond. The companies that don't, they'll become part of that 74% that I mentioned in the beginning of this video that struggle while their AI-powered competitors capture market share. You don't need to settle for inconsistent revenue or overwhelming busy work. You don't need to sacrifice your life to scale your business. You don't need to work harder when you can work smarter. But what you do need is the right systems, the right message, and a proven framework that actually leverages AI to create time freedom and financial freedom. Isn't that why you started your business in the first place? So the question isn't whether AI will transform the service industry. It's already happening. The question is whether you're going to be leading that transformation or scrambling to catch up to the inevitable. Anyway, if you are watching this video, I'm very excited to connect with you on our one-on-one call that's coming up. We only work with business owners who are very serious about transformation. This isn't for tire kickers or people who are just looking for quick fixes inside of their business. This is a long-term strategy that's going to help you drive predictable leads, predictable appointments, and predictable revenue, and build that business you've always dreamed of. So with that being said, I will see you on our call, and I look forward to connecting.